that, but doesn't seem like there's a whole lot we can do. So anyway, for those of you on the live stream, welcome to game number 2. Tongfu facing off against Natural 9 for your G1 League Day 2 group stage action. In game 1, it was a grueling game, 60 minutes, but in the end, Tongfu took it on the backs of Natural 9, just making one slip up, getting caught without buyback, and Tongfu using that Aegis of the Immortal and the Cheese to its full potential. I am LD, and of course my partner in crime is here today. He is GoDz, and together we're David and David, and we're delighted to bring you this game too. Starting to work our way through the draft, and well, it's the Keeper of the Light Naga combo. This is something that we saw LGD use against Tongfu, not in this tournament, in the Alienware Arena. And I gotta say, Song of the Siren setting up that Illuminating Blast, setting up the Queen of Pain ultimate, on paper it's an incredible way to set up all this burst damage.
Yeah, it's a lot of burst damage, and it's also a really strong tri-lane as well. I mean, you put one more sort of support in there, something maybe with a stun if you want. You can put in a Tide, you can put in something kind of a range support as well. And it's a scary amount of damage. Maybe you even put an AoE stun and get your Lina or your Leshrac in there to combo with the Ensnare. You can go Ensnare, stun into an Illuminate before you get the level 6 Naga Siren ultimate to set up those Illuminate blasts. Especially with the long cooldown at level 1, you're not going to really be using it to engage in the laning stage. But laning stage, this is a very scary looking trial on N9. I mean, I think they were maybe hoping to ban out the Keeper of the Light in the second stage here, and it didn't really fit their draft, so Tongfu will take it right off the bat in N9. What are they going to do up against that? Will we see them probably looking to avoid the tri-lane versus tri-lane matchup as a result of the Keeper of the Light pick?
Yeah, I mean, tri-laning against this hero is very difficult, but they get some very strong heroes in the laning stage. Batrider, Enigma, and Jakiro, all of these heroes really excel at that point in the game. Enigma a bit to a lesser extent. I mean, you really want to get a couple points into Malefice and have your conversions leveled up. He doesn't really hit his peak until around 6 or 7, but he's still a decent laning hero. And, well, Tongfu, as strong as their lanes are, they don't have that much lockdown. It's mainly just the net from Naga. So if N9 just want to sort of abandon that top lane, that's an option. If they throw the Batrider up there, I feel he could do okay. He might not get a whole lot accomplished, but you can even also try and sort of jack the neutral creeps and just stay away from the Naga net. That's going to be the big problem for him. Interesting draft, but I love the fact that this Batrider gets picked up. I think it's a hero does well against Queen of Pain 1v1. It just gives you so much versatility with your lanes.
Yeah, and it's a hero that Winter's fairly well known at playing, and he's really good Batrider. And just quickly on a side note, good news, LD, I can hear you in-game, so I don't know if you can hear me at the moment, but I can hear you now, so hopefully the in-game audio is working for everyone. N9 now, I mean, the Batrider is going to probably be that side lane soul. I think we'll probably see GoDz on the jungle Enigma as a result of this. So Tongfu can expect maybe a dual lane. So maybe they want to punish that by running an offensive tri-lane of their own. With the Naga Siren, Keeper of the Light, throw in another strong support hero there. They can run the offensive tri-lane, try punish N9, who are going to run some kind of Jakiro dual lane, I imagine. They'll get the Batrider off lane, some kind of a solo mid. And it is lanes that can be exploited, but Tongfu, I'm not sure if they're a team who are willing to try that offensive tri-lane. Maybe they'll just go for some dual lanes of their own, try run a dual lane mid, try look to sort of exploit N9's weaknesses some other way.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Dragon Knight getting the ban here, and I really do like this ban. It's just such a powerful hero to combo with Naga. And it's something we've seen from a lot of the Chinese teams is LGD at the International. Xiaowei was interviewed by, I believe it was by Team Liquid. And I know Blitz spoke to him or heard that interview, and they don't view this hero as a hard carry. DK has run it as such occasionally. It's not really a one-position hero, though. Generally, it's your two-position to set up another hero, whether it's the Queen of Pain or the Dragon Knight. And let them be the damage dealers, let Naga be the team fight specialist on that strong laning and mid-game presence. And, well, it makes sense to ban out heroes like DK when you look at it like that. So I like this ban a lot, as well as Tongfu just lacking a frontline tank right now.
Yeah, and I mean, they have got the Queen of Pain already, so I mean, getting DK would be a lot of fun, but I mean, Tongfu have gone for some greedy lineups in the past here, so it does make a good ban here. Banning up the Lina, I think Lina Leshrac, like, I mean, for the tri-lane, if you want another strong hero to go offensive tri-lane, you want that stunner, especially an AoE stunner like Lina or Leshrac, would be a very, very strong way to round off that tri-lane. I think that's what LGD did, if memory served me correctly. It was a Leshrac to round off that tri-lane with the Keeper of the Light and the Naga Siren. Tongfu, meanwhile, they're just banning off some of those strong sort of secondary support heroes that maybe could run in that dual lane with the Jakiro. Disruptor, an interesting ban here. I mean, I guess they may be expecting the Enigma off lane with the Batrider mid, which is why we're seeing them ban out a few more supports. And a Shadow Fiend ban, a hero used a couple times. I mean, we've seen it here already in the G1 League. Yamata played a crazy Shadow Fiend just yesterday, and we're going to see Tongfu say, nah, we don't want N9 to get their hands on that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Yamate. There's no Yamate in N9. I don't think anyone who's quite as revered for their Shadow Fiend play, but it's a reasonably strong hero in this patch, and I feel especially with this lineup. GoDz, apparently they can hear me now, but not you, so maybe try giving it one more toggle. Cross your fingers, pray to Ice Frog, send him that extortion literally trying to squeeze out of you, and then just cross your fingers, sort of hope for the best. We should be able to get sorted out once the game starts if we can't get it fixed during the draft, but I like that band because they have such a strong team fight and so much lockdown already with these first 3 picks that, I mean, that's sort of Shadow Fiend's weakness, right? Is he doesn't have any lockdown, any squishy, but if he has a team that can go in first and a team that can set him up, that's where the Raises and the Requiem of Souls can really do some dirty work. Brewmaster is the pick for Tongfu, and it's a big team fight lineup for them. Salt of the Siren and the Brewmaster ult. Long cooldown ultimates in the early to mid game, especially for that Naga. Her sleep's got a long cooldown until she hits 16, and same for Queen of Pain, so reliant on those ults, I feel, to have a big team fight. And interesting to see this pick, but hey, it is one way to try and contest the Enigma and the Jakiro in the mid game.
Yeah, I feel apart from, I mean, if Tongfu run dual lanes, maybe they have some decent lanes, but if they're running a tri lane with the Naga-san for the light, they're gonna, I mean, like you say, they need their ultimates, they need their level 6s to go for those team fights. Their very early game laning stage is not going to be the strongest, so maybe N9 looks to go aggressive, maybe even put Batrider, you know, I mean, you could go strong dual lane or tri lane with the Batrider and the off lane. There's a number of things N9 can do without running the Enigma. If they decide to not run Enigma as a jungle, but as a solo, they can go really aggressive. They pick up a Juggernaut. So there's their carry, and this is something a bit different coming out from the Captain Risk. And I mean, this is, I mean, I guess Hero Juggernaut could be that strong dual lane if Enigma's in the jungle, but maybe they go tri lane. Maybe they use that to try fight the Keeper of the Light Illuminate. You can negate the damage. You can use it after the sleep. This is what Na'Vi did at the International. As soon as the sleep goes off, you immediately use that spin. Enigma goes for a BKB to prevent the follow-up stuns and damage after the Song of the Siren. It's all about the BKB heroes. The Blink heroes like Batrider can blink out. Juggernaut can spin. This is a nice way to deal with Song of the Siren.
Damn it, GoDz, you stole my thunder. I was about to say the same exact thing. But you're right. I mean, the BKB rush from Enigma and the Blade Fury as well, and not to mention, if you're able to sneak a healing ward into a chaotic team fight and it's healing your team up that entire time, when the burst damage starts to come out, that can also do the sort of turn the fight around and make a big difference. It's also going to be a little bit harder for Naga to get off a good sleep and then the follow-up because, well, Batrider is one of the most disruptive heroes in the game, an early Blink Dagger on him, even a Force Staff. You catch a hero out of position, you force a bad sleep, you kill off the Brewmaster, the Queen of Pain. And it's got a little bit of 6.75 flavor. It's not exactly what Na'Vi ran at the International, but it's using the sort of the 2 core heroes for that strategy, the Juggernaut and the Enigma, and then it's adding Jakiro and Batrider. And I feel these 2 heroes also great to counter that grouping up, that team fight specialist kind of lineup, because hey, if you group up, this lineup can punish you in spades.
Yeah, it really can. So I think N9 want to try to split the map. I mean, they've got some pushing power. They don't have to always be grouped up themselves. And in those small-scale engagements, if they get sort of initiated on, you've got the defensive capabilities of the Jakiro. You can drop the Ice Path. You can drop stuff to just prevent them going in. And Bounty Hunter, a great hero to prevent those large-scale team fights because of the vision you get from a track. I love this as a last pick. Just, I mean, because of that, it really allows them to sort of take fights on their own terms, find those pick-offs, pick off a hero quickly, and then get out, using that track vision as well as the movement speed. This really does, I mean, fit this lineup well, I feel.
Yeah, I like this Bounty Hunter pick a lot as well. I mean, also, up against these sort of mobile heroes like Queen of Pain and Windrunner, it lets you run them down, and also limit the Queen of Pain's freedom to set up ganks in the mid-game. If you have her tracked, it's similar to tracking a hero like a Night Stalker, just sort of limiting their ability to get into position, set up ganks, and, well, if the fights ever start to go poorly for Tongfu, they cannot run from this team. You can't run from Batrider. You certainly can't run from this team with Jakiro's Ice Path, and then the track is just going to guarantee their chasing ability. So I like this pick, and, you know, the other thing about it is they have a lineup that has some team fight, but also can get these pickoffs, which Tongfu want to be grouped up in the mid-game. They want to have 5 heroes by that 20-25-minute mark, but N9 have ways to punish that with the team fight, and they also have ways to prevent it with the ganking. So I feel it's a couple avenues and sort of options for them to try and deal with what Tongfu's looking to do. And on that note, let's introduce the players. GoDz going to be playing that Enigma. It looks like he bought the Courier first team. Winter on that Bounty Hunter. Risk playing the Jakiro. Shatan going to be handling the Juggernaut, farming in that safe lane. And FCFC looks to be a solo mid Batrider perhaps, or maybe a jungle, but he's rushing the bottle either way.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go solo mid. I mean, GoDz generally playing that jungle. Yeah, he's got items to go into the jungle. The 2 clarities with the Sage's Mask. This is going to be a jungle build from him. And Tongfu, they've grouped up at top at 5. And they're doing some interesting things here. They're going to have Long DD potentially playing a support jungle Brewmaster. Winter's going to scout things up ahead. He scouts the entire team of 5. Ice Path's going to hit not all 5, only hits 3. Here comes the spin though, and 9. With this spin, the superior level 1 team fight. First blood on Sancho, Keeper of the Light goes down. They want more though. But can they take this? Can they get more? Firefly flying on over, doing a lot of damage to Moo. He's gone for the blink at level 1. A second Ice Path. No follow-up damage though. N9 get the first blood though. That's what they were after. And that teamfight level 1 with Ice Path, Spin, does a lot of damage, tears apart the Tongfu lineup, and Tongfu left running back to their lanes.
You know, the funny thing is the rest of these heroes are not good at level 1. Enigma, not a good level 1 hero at all. And he went for the conversions, didn't even have the level 1 Malefice, at least for that single mini-stun. And on top of that, the Bounty Hunter does nothing for you, really. It's just all about the Ice Path hitting 3 heroes into the Blade Fury. And it looks like toggling my mic did work here for me, so maybe you want to give it one more shot if you haven't already. GoDz on the run, hasted Long DD coming in, doing a lot of damage to him. Will he die for this? He can because there's no Malefice, but the conversion's created. There's your net, locking GoDz down, ensuring that kill. Tongfu playing so aggressively, really posting up on N9, but it looks like they should be able to get away. And is this what are they doing with these lanes? Is Long DD a support Panda in a tri-lane? Yeah. This is curious. If anything, I know the Pinoy teams have been running Naga as a tri-lane support with Keeper of the Light, and it's very powerful. To me, Panda needs to farm almost a little bit more in the tri-lane. Just he's not going to do much for you without some levels and farms. So this is interesting. But hey, they have some great setup.
And he's level 2 even before the first creep wave with that kill. I mean, bit of a lucky haster in there, but it gets him the kill. Enigma goes down, and as a result, Tongfu now, I mean, this tri-lane top is pretty scary looking. I thought this would just be a Brewmaster maybe in the safe lane, kind of just jungling and pulling. That's why he's got these Sentry Wards, but the Sentry Wards are for this offensive lane. I mean, Sentry so far, there's been 1 used by Risk to de-ward this pull. So he's got this pull, and they're just going to look to pull this wave back as much as possible so that Shaitan can try farm under this tower. He's got the Poor Man's Shield, so he's got a very defensive item build in this against this tri-lane, but Tongfu, I mean, they struggle to contest this pull because the only initiation they've got is the Naga Siren, but Naga Siren needs to just sit in lane farming. Isn't going to come look for those kills. It's just the Brewmaster and Keeper's Light, and they can't really do a whole lot here where this pull is happening. This
is something we saw from MTW, but they ran it a little bit differently. They did run a support Panda in the International 2 a few times in the group stages, and I gotta say, I never saw it work for them. But, you know, it's a hero that you put a lot of farm onto him, and then how much can he really do with it? If you have amazing micro, you have good opportunities, can do a lot, but when he doesn't have the ult, he really doesn't offer you that much. He's tanky, he has a nice AoE slow, but he doesn't have a stun, he's not a big DPS sort of right-clicking here. He doesn't scale amazingly into the late game. And as the game gets later, the Fire Panda can be focused down by sort of right-click carries, and the Earth Panda only has that single target stun, so you know, it was that's sort of the reasoning behind running him as a support for MTW, but it didn't work for them. And the sort of thing they did differently was they ran it in the safe lane and they did a lot of pulling. Panda's not even really doing that. He's supporting the off lane and a suicide lane, tri lane. So levels, although like you said, he hit level 2 quickly, the next set of levels I feel is going to be much harder to come by.
Yeah, and this is a similar what we're seeing at the bottom lane as well. I mean, another thing we haven't looked at yet is something we saw just yesterday with the Windrunner vs Bounty Hunter matchup, which YYF completely destroyed MUFC's Bounty Hunter. But Winter so far has actually managed to stay pretty much on par with an early Poor Man's Shield. He's chewed through all his HP regen, but he's done around levels and thrown a lot of harass back on Veronica.
You know what the difference is? There's no Sentry Wards. There's no Sentry Wards. That's what YYF had immediately. I don't even know if he bought them or for support did that game. But he had Sentry Wards, and that's how Bounty Hunter was kept out of the lane. And it's almost like the damage is already done because now Winter's level 4 without any harassment. So even if he does go down eventually, he's still getting a lot of levels. And the experience is what you need as this offlane Bounty Hunter. The farm, it's nice. It's not that important.
Yeah, and he's just constantly harassing Veronica. No points in Shuriken, so completely different Bounty Hunter build. Just the 2 in Windwalk. You get a bit more damage. I mean, longer duration, slightly more spammable, and as a result, I mean, Winter is going to have a better time against Veronica, just looking to harass Veronica. I mean, Veronica's out of HP regen as well. I mean, can't get the Tranquil Boots just yet. We'll need more gold for that, and as a result, Winter should do pretty well at this bottom lane. The top tri-lane, though, they're now contesting the pool. Naga Siren's come over, and as a result, it's going to force these hero Jakiro back well away. I think this is okay for N9. They've got GoDz in that jungle, and Enigma, the fastest jungle here in the game. He's leveling faster than the Queen of Pain at mid. He's already level 5. Moo just about to hit level 5 himself, so GoDz very efficient in this jungle as an Enigma.
Yeah, Moo is winning this middle lane a bit, at least as we look at the levels. He's already level 5. He's going to pick up a DD, so he's controlling the runes. He's keeping the harassment going towards that Bat Rider, and As far as farm goes, they're pretty much dead even. 2 more denies for the Queen of Pain, but 2 more creeps for the Batrider. It's one of the few heroes that Queen of Pain, one of the strongest solos in the game, but Batrider's a hero that can really give her trouble. He may not kill you, but just limiting your last hitting power and harassing you a lot. And surprisingly, Mu is handling this quite well, controlling the runes. And I gotta say, this is a big win for Tongfu. The Queen of Pain having a fast start. Sure, it's a support Naga. Sure, it's a Panda who's not getting the levels you might like. Or a support Panda, a Naga is not getting the levels you might like. But that doesn't matter if Queen of Pain gets big. I feel when she gets to the mid game, you can just start bursting down these heroes like Enigma. Batrider even could be in danger.
Yeah, I mean, Queen of Pain has gone for that early Magic 6, so not going to be too worried about HP mana. I mean, can pretty much just use the Scream to farm, because he's going to have a lot of mana to work with as a result of all these Magic 6 charges, and that's going to really help out Mu. I mean, so like you say, he's winning this mid lane for the time being, and it's going to come down to when GoDz gets involved. He's already got his level 6, he's got a smoke up, and I think this is something where he's going to look to now go find a kill, whether it's mid lane, maybe the top tri lane. They've only got the Naga Siren and Snare to cancel Black Hole. So if he can make sure he hits the Naga Siren as well as maybe one other hero in that, they can do a lot of damage with a Blade Fury, and that's probably where he's going to be trying to gank with this smoke.
They really want Winner to be there, so I think maybe wait for level 6 on him and then go, because then you have Track and the Black Hole. And if they win one fight there, that's probably 3 or 4 heroes getting Track Gold, and that's as well as some levels, and then the tri-lane's pretty much over. There's no Panda ult either. There's no Song of the Siren. Queen of Pain finds a solo kill on Batrider, who's diving her mid. Mu is able to pick that one up. Oh, that really hurts him. And now top lane, in comes Shaitan. Blade Fury and the Black Hole will be here. Ice Pass setting it up. Is he going to drop it? He thinks better of it, then goes back for it. The Dual Breath as well. Jakir doing some good damage. Why, or how locked in place. GoDz, the healing ward, keeping him and Shaitan alive. And in the end, are they only going to get 1 kill? It looks like they might. In fact, that's going to be at the Riptide trying to kill off the Juggernaut. Not able to quite find him with that. And, well, a Black Hole used. They do get the 1 kill, but there's no Bounty Hunter Track Gold. Crisis averted, I gotta say, for Tongfu.
Yeah, crisis averted, and also a big win for them at the mid lane with the Queen of Pain getting a solo kill. I mean, I'm guessing that the Magic Stick keeping Queen of Pain alive there. Batrider even using the lasso, so just Mu outplaying FZ so far. And Bounty, I mean, like you say, maybe needs to come in with that track gold. Wants to get maybe some more levels, some more XP at this bottom lane, but isn't going to get much done against Veronica, who does have those phase boots up now, so we'll be having a pretty decent time last hitting here. Winter getting out farmed by a small margin, which is what you'd expect in this matchup, and we're going to see if Tongfu can make some more kills happen at this top lane. It looks like they want to go in, and they know the Black Hole has got plenty of time on cooldown now. GoDz just gone back to farming in the jungle, and that's pretty much all he can do for the time being until his Black Hole's back up, unless he wants to gank with risk.
Yeah, Naga Siren is our lead farmer, despite, you know, that gank coming in and taking a lot of harassment. And now, between Arcane Boots and Keeper of the Light, they never run out of mana. The harassment will be relentless in this lane. Batrider dropping very low to Queen of Pain, but is able to pop that regen rune. Unfortunately, oh, he popped it while he had Shadow Strike on him. I think the last tick canceled it, and Mu even thinks about diving this. But diving Batrider while he's in Firefly with the lasso ready, that's a sure way to give away a kill and turn that advantage back around. So wisely is going to sit back. GoDz, despite not having the Black Hole, is going to look to gank top. And there's a ward spotting this all out, so definitely not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually already backing up. I think he realized that this tri-lane maybe has vision of him, and they're playing very cautiously. They've got a Sentry Ward here, which is maybe what they want to use.
Mu gets picked off, and that's a track kill for the 2 solos. Level 8 on both of them off of that. That is a big kill.
That's smart, a really smart rotation from Winter. I mean, like you mentioned, he could have come top, get some track goals within the Black Hole, but that there, killing off the Queen of Pain, who was beating the Batrider quite convincingly with a 2-level advantage, and more. I mean, a big farm lead as well. That's a much more important kill for Winter, so really smart decision from him.
And the best part is he doesn't use a TP to set it up, so he can walk right back bottom and doesn't let the Windrunner push the lane, doesn't let the Windrunner get a lot of time to free farm. So in both ways, it really works in his favor.
Yeah, now, I mean, yeah, like you say, he just goes back to getting that more additional farm at bottom lane. Batrider now can go back to base. He can heal up, get his TP out, maybe come help this trial and get ready for a counter gank of his own. He hasn't got the lasso, but he can still offer a lot of damage. The slows from the napalm, I mean, Panda not the best escaping, neither is Keeper of the Light. They haven't really got a very strong defensive lane until they get this level 6 Naga Siren, which is now there. They've got the Song of the Siren. He gets the point at level 6 because he's got the Arcane Boost, so he's got the mana to use it. And This is going to be hard for N9 to make too much happen in the top lane now, I feel.
Oh, they're trying to deny the tower. The sleep is available, but not being used. You cannot damage tower's wall. Sleep is active, and now the Blade Fury can pop the sleep, but will not really help him in the ice path to catch him out, and he blows the sleep on top of it and goes down anyway. Ay, and now on to Sangchain. The chase continuing, but the big damage from the clap. The black hole, beautifully timed by GoDz, waits until the last possible second. Now FZ is here as well. The tri-lane gets wiped out, and the Naga ult gets used. And just for the icing on top, sort of that cherry on top, or the icing on the cake. God, I'm getting all my expressions mixed up here. They deny the tower. Massive victory for N9.
I mean, GoDz, not only was it the perfect time black hole, he had just come back up as well, so a bit of luck going N9's way, a bit of timing there. If that was a couple more longer on cooldown, that could have gone very bad for Shaitan. He was going to be like 1 or 2 right clicks from death, and Queen of Pain maybe needed to be there. I mean, I don't think they were expecting such a large-scale clash to go down near that tower, and Queen of Pain doesn't have a TP at this point. SDFC, having just gone back to base to heal up, could have TP'd in, was there, ready for that fight. I mean, he came when the N9 had already got the upper hand, but he ensured the Brewmaster went down, and big win now. We're going to see another rotation from Winter. He's timing his movements around the map well, and they're going to be looking for an engagement around the top river. It's Risk who gets caught out. He's going to go down, trying to contest that top rune. And with that, Batrider, as well as the Bounty Hunter, going to back off for the time being. And I like what Tongfu have done in this mid lane. They've dropped down this Sentry Ward to prevent Winter from continually coming in, taking this Queen of Pain by surprise.
At the same time, though, that's the beauty of the Bounty Hunters. You get one gank mid, it's successful, and she doesn't feel safe there. Moo.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's looking... you could argue that Naga may be the one position, but probably going to be the Queen of Pain this game. At least the way things are going. We'll see. Either way, they're both important farmers, so it forces out that Sentry purchase. And now Bounty Hunter, if he's smart, he just goes to gank other lanes, and that gold mostly wasted. Necessary to protect the Queen of Pain, but now Sangchain tracked up. The Shriek and Toss comes out. Level 3, an easy kill for him. And when Bounty Hunter starts finding solo kills like this, that is trouble. The ball is rolling, and he's even going to go into Naga. I don't think they're going to be able to get this kill, but just driving Hal completely out of the lane. Really being limited here after a great start.
Yeah, Winter's playing. I'm playing this really smart. I mean, he left the bottom lane when he hasn't left the bottom lane for too long. I mean, giving Winter a free lane can be problematic. A farm Winter is not something you want to go up against. And this Winter is going to start chipping away at this tier 1 tower. Eventually, we'll get this if we don't see it getting defended, and it's mid lane where Tongfu want to go in. They want this Batrider. He's going to just lasso up the Naga Stone. The Queen of Pain blinking and even drops the ultimate just to make sure they get that kill here. And GoDz TPing in. Doesn't have Black Hole here. Not going to be able to turn things around by the looks of things.
Yeah, and in fact, let's see. How far will Risk die for this? He really wants to kill, but Sangchain just slaps him down with that blinding light, or Illuminate Blast, rather. And now Moo is here. Gets another kill. Double kill for him. Look at the HP of the Panda. Look at the HP of the Naga Siren. And the Song of the Siren wasn't even there, but now it is. And the Black Hole cooling down. So the big ults are back, but the damage already done. And, you know, one hero who we have not seen a whole lot of is this Windrunner. We saw last game, we saw Chan just getting shut down, but this time around it's going to be a really quick mech. And that's something with all these team fight abilities. Now they're going to have the team fight item coming out. This can make a big difference for Tongfu.
Yeah, this is what Tongfu won from their win rank against that free lane against Bounty. Just spend that first 10 to 15 minutes farming. I mean, sure, you could have maybe helped out at the top lane, but getting that farm up, gets a tier 1 tower for the team, and now meets up with him. He's got the mech up, 12 minutes in. They're going to start taking down towers, grouping up. They get the Sentry Ward done as well, so really Sangchain being very proactive. He's already got more going to be flying out to him very soon, and this is hard to defend for N9, because Bounty Hunter can't just go in, scout things out. He can drop the track, but then he has to back off. He's very aware that there's lots of Sentry Wards down, and he doesn't want to go running on in here. And Tongfu, it looks like get an uncontested tower.
Well, it's sort of contested, but there's no Blink Dagger on this Panda. Remember, he is playing that support role. I even think... well, Hal actually wasn't there. Hal rotates to the bottom lane. Hal TPing ahead of the tier 1 just doesn't want to miss these creeps, despite being relatively close. Maybe once again positioned to set up a gank here on the Batrider, who... not going for the Blink Dagger rush, has opted for the cloak, just trying to tank up a little bit. Will it cost him, though? Firefly and the sleep to hold him in place, trying to set up this kill for his team. Are they going to be able to get it? It looks like they should be able to, but fighting into Batrider, yeah, he's dead. 4 heroes converge on the bottom lane. In fact, 5 heroes converge. And now they're going to push bottom. They did use the sleep for that one. Maybe didn't need to, but hey, guarantees the kill.
I think, I mean, they just go for this tier 2 now, probably. I mean, with the Brewmaster ultimate, they pop the mech just now to heal everyone up and get that cooldown started, so they have it again in 40 seconds time. And yeah, they can, I mean, they can push here. Naga Siren's pretty tanky with this Vitality booster. Could finish off the Vanguard fairly soon. Queen of Pain decides to TP home, but it looks like Keeper of the Light will just bring Naga, bringing Queen of Pain right back with that ultimate. This is the power of the Keeper of the Light as well, and Queen of Pain heals up, buys that next level of items, starting to build towards the Axe Scepter, and N9, they just can't defend this. They're giving up a tier 2, just going to try trade. They're going for this tier 1 at mid, and can they even get this, is the question.
This is the other power of the Keeper of the Light, is saying, no, you can't even have the tier 1, because here's the Illuminating Blast. And that's going to end the push. One ability at this point in the game, if you don't have a mech, you don't have a pipe, the push is over. Tongfu got a tier 2. They get the kill on the Batrider, further delaying what, even if he goes for Blink now, it's going to be a very late Blink Dagger. And he's squishy too, so the Batrider being shut down, it's starting to look like a ton of eggs in the Shaitan basket. And Juggernaut, a hero that struggles against these mobile, ranged semi-carries. The Queen of Pain, the Windrunner having this good start. We're going to probably see an early 4-staff from the Windrunner. Queen of Pain already has the Blink maxed out. The kills are going to be few and far between unless we see an amazing Black Hole. Now on to FCFC on the bottom lane, try to drive them back, but easy pickoff there for Tongfu. Just finding these openings, and it feels like N9 starting to come apart a bit at the seams. Bounty Hunter could be their comeback opportunity here as he walks in. Janata to slow this down. Now the Omni Slash, which does actually go through that evasion on Wind Run. It is physical damage, but cannot be evaded. Will it be enough, though? One more chop of the Cleaver, but Moo just tossing the ult out of there. The clap as well by Long DD, securing that kill. Now Winter on the back foot, trying to run from this, but running very low on HP. Do they have the detection? They have the Sentry Ward. Good placement from Sanctuary. One more Blink into a Scream. Should be enough to get this kill. Blink, Scream, mega kill for Moo. Really strong play from him, and now the lead farmer in this game, 6-1-2. Everything, despite being a 9-8 game, it really feels like Tongfu pulling away with this one.
Yeah, I mean, they're out farming N9. I mean, we've got Queen of Pain about to finish off an Aghanim Scepter. I mean, even the supports for the Tongfu side doing pretty well in terms of levels farm. Keeper Lights has got the earn up, starting to rack up some charges. The Windrun's had a great start to this game. We'll get pretty fast full stuff up, I imagine, as well. And I mean, your Brewmaster, this is the support Brewmaster. Long DD is going to have a Blink Dagger very, very soon. And that's going to cause N9 a lot of problems when they get that initiation. N9 don't have the same luxury. The Batrider's still very far away from his Blink Dagger. I mean, he's got no gold. He's not going to be getting it anytime soon. And N9 just have to sort of play very defensive. They're struggling to defend towers, and they're struggling to keep up in terms of farm. Oh,
Shaitan, if you get shackled, you might... Nah, no, not going to go on that one. In the end, decides to play it safe, decides to back off. And now this is where this lineup really excels, is the split pushing. Naga can push one lane because she's always got the sleep as her sort of get out of jail free card, especially with Panda to back her up. Windrunner and Queen of Pain pushing the other two lanes, so maximizing their farm. And because Bounty Hunter is not having that good of a time, he's at a decent start, but he's not really out of control. They're not too worried about getting ganked, and look at the warding as well for Tongfu. This is where they really get comfortable. When they have a decent start, this team, they know how to push those small advantages into bigger ones, and we're seeing it so far. Let's see if they can keep it up, though. N9, a pretty decent turtling team, and the BKB is coming soon for GoDz. The downside is he has to get this because of the Naga, but when he's rushing the BKB, he can't get the Blink, so positioning that ult is going to be a little tricky for him.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. I mean, it's for the Naga, like you say, so just try to pop that after the sleep. But I don't think Tongfu they're just going to not really rely on the Naga Siren as an initiation. They may just use it whenever they need to defend and get out of there. They're doing enough damage and taking towers without it seems. Winter going to come in from behind, make sure he gets some tracks off, and gets out of there quickly. There are more Sentry Wards coming down from Sansheng.
Blink Dagger for Long DD, like you mentioned.
This is going to be troublesome. N9, they see it though, and they're going to have to really be careful with their positioning.
Tongfu as well, a little bit hesitant here. Don't want to get caught out of position, because if one of your key team fight here just gets burst down by some chance, then the fight gets really difficult. Oh, Chan circling around. He wants to find the shackle, but not having the vision, not having the opening. Now GoDz going the other way. Both teams sort of pushing and testing each other. There's your sleep. Is going to allow everyone to escape, or no, just the Panda ult to start this fight off. Now the Blade Fury, but only doing damage to Sanctuary. Not the most important here to focus down in this fight. FCFC shackled to a tree. Panda working through him. A nice Juggernaut ult from Shaitan, but just not quite enough damage. The first kill claimed by Winter. Two heroes dead. All of a sudden, this fight looking very good for N9. They're able to bring down the Queen of Pain. With the Queen of Pain dead, that's your big damage dealer. Off the board, the sleep and the Panda ult used, but getting the Queen of Pain there, that wins N9 the fight, and they do it without a black hole.
Track gold on top of that, and that's the kind of fight N9 were after. I mean, picking off heroes one by one is really their strength of their lineup, and it didn't work out too well for Tongfu with that engagement. A bit sloppy, and N9, they punished them for it, and that's, I mean, yeah, like you say, no black hole. I mean, BKB coming up very soon for GoDz as well. Track gold going the way of N9, and the mech, I mean, on Veronica, it kept some of those heroes alive longer, but it just felt Tongfu didn't have the damage as soon as Queen of Pain got picked off. They're heavily relying on him.
What a shackle, and Shaitan dropping so low, but oh, the tower turns back to him. Oh yeah, he lives with 20 health. Are you kidding me? Shaitan has clearly been talking to Ice Frog lately. Ay. He lives, and now we'll have to see what can Tongfu look to make happen.
I think that was a poor man's shield damage block saving his life there. To be honest, I was like, that tower kid's gonna kill him. I'm like, wait, what? It survived? Poor man's shield saving his life.
Yeah, that 60% chance working in his favor there.
Yeah.
Here they go. Ice Path connecting on Veronica, but only in Veronica. Where's that black hole from GoDz? No mana, no Soul Ring, just perpetually feels to be out of mana in this game. Soul Ring is here, Black Hole is here, only catches one, and pushed around by Sanche, but not broken out of that channel. Just not a very effective Black Hole in this fight. They do not kill off Mu, which means it's a party for him. It's a feeding frenzy. The Queen of Pain is pulled into the tower, though. That's going to pick her off, and with her dead, I think we just see Tongfu black off, or maybe not, because the Illuminating Blast driving everyone back. Buyback from GoDz, wants to fight, wants to force the issue, wants to pick off this Windrunner, not able to do so, but Winter is there. Winter is coming, and Winter is here, baby. And that's another track kill for him. I don't know if the team was in range, but he is finding a lot of solo kills. Just his movement and position in these fights has been very impressive.
Yeah, he's really just staying on the fringes, making sure he can get as many tracks off as possible, making sure he doesn't stay too long in Sensual. He'll poke in, get out as quickly as possible, then time his entrance to these fights. And now they're going to go and move mid lane. He's going to be Ice Paths up with the Malefice as well. He's going to go down. He can't get the blink off, and another death for him. He just bought back as well. That's a big pick-off going N9's way. It looks like they'll get Sanching as well. More track gold. N9 just cleaning up with the tracks, and this is big gold going their way. More buybacks for Tongfu. They really want to defend this mid lane. They're not even going to get any pick-offs, and I think with that, N9 back off. They say, okay, you guys buy back. That's fine with us. We'll just back off, get our next level of items up, go back, farm some more, and that's going to be a pretty big victory for N9.
This is reminiscent of low-level pubs in the sense that that's where you see your 5-man mid for both teams at 18 to 20 minutes. I mean, it's something we don't see very often in these pro games, and I mean, not only that, but they just won't stop this fight. It's had some sort of moments to breathe, but really just relentless aggression from both teams. Constantly buying back, constantly forcing the fight. Black Hole is cooling down for a minute and a half, but there is a Panda ult online. Shaitan has the Omni Slash as well. There's your Son of the Siren, but the Blade Fury damage keeps on coming. Long DD is caught out. Might be forced to use that ult just to live through the Juggernaut Omni Slash. Shaitan not going to go for it. Instead, he turns back, wants the Naga, gets the Naga. The creeps are going to be mowed down by that new improved Omni Slash. But now maybe the bad position, shackled to a tree. Mu brought down. Again, the lasso is there, but will there be enough damage to bring him down in time? Is able to blink away, but what a place to blink. Blinking onto FC's Fire Path, or Flame Path as well as like you said, the Shuriken toss, and now the chase onto Veronica. Shuriken again. Winter still alive every fight. 3.2k
Veronica
gold.
must have bought back. Winner is already back alive, so that's another buyback, I'm guessing, for Tongfu. I mean, they're investing a lot of gold into these buybacks, and
so is Shaitan. Shaitan bought back again.
Wow.
How many buybacks have we had?
Really going at it. This is non-stop aggression. I mean, I can't believe. I mean, I never really believed that the whole Asian Dota farming fest, but I didn't expect it to be this aggressive. This is like, I mean, over like a kill and a half a minute. And N9 going to go into the Roshan pit, feeling pretty confident. They've got 10 seconds with Queen of Pain down, and with the Healing Ward, they should be able to get this.
Easily. There's no Son of the Siren, and more importantly, there's the BKB on Enigma. So now, initiating in this team becomes extremely dicey. I love this decision. You know, the buyback maybe more just sort of trying to get that tier 1 mid and trying to get some more kills with the track, but hey, they use the buyback and then they have the opportunity. They go straight into the pit. Shaitan going for an... Is this an... No, they give it to Winner. They want to make sure the tracks keep on coming. Even though the Juggernaut has sort of been played as the primary farmer on this team, I don't mind this choice at all.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's one of those heroes who, if he maybe pokes in a bit too far, he'll get picked off. And without him, N9 struggle in these fights. They need the track for the vision, the movement speed, and Bounty Hunter really just doing quite a bit of damage, chipping away at these heroes constantly in team fights, and they want him alive. He's also got 3k gold, so we can see him starting that BKB, maybe just picking up something like a Yasha, maybe even some damage, whether it's a Desolator or something else. And N9 finding momentum. They get a T1 tower, and Shaitan, even with that buyback, is almost going to have enough gold for an Aghanim Septum pretty soon. He's 7-3 and having a pretty good game with this Juggernaut. He's having a great impact, really. He's been the reason they've been able to defend as well as they have, just going in with well-timed Blade Furies and just keeping N9 in this game. And they're going to keep on pushing bottom. They've got the blink on FCFC. He's going to look for that pickup.
Oh no, Moo, don't go in. He gets caught. He gets pulled back into the team. The Malefice and the Juggernaut all blurred, bringing him down. A quick, easy kill. And all started by that Ninja Bat Rider, just sort of scoping things out from the trees, getting that flying vision, spotting out the Queen of Pain. And with the healing ward, Veronica really wants to bring that down. But Chan not able to do so. And, well, the track's coming out. Once the tracks start flowing, it just gets hard to even stand near the tower, because if you walk too close, they blink in and they kill you.
Yeah, and Tongfu just aren't going to take this fight. Well, the backdoor protection coming into play here from the tower, and now we go, another initiation here. Winter, they want Veronica. Veronica's got the mech. He's trying to save it for the last second, but he saves it too long. He goes down. N9 going to get the tower, and they're going to go back top. They're going to try to defend, get a pick off on Naga Siren. TP to the tier 2 tower FC, but he hasn't got his ultimate. I don't think he can really chase this. GoDz's going to try. No blink up, and Keeper of the Light going to bring back Naga Siren towards the bottom lane. N9 back off, but with 2 towers in hand, a kill on the winner and a kill on the Queen of Pain, and they're going to keep on farming, and they've still got this Aegis. They're in a really good position. And
they almost have the blink on GoDz, and suddenly it's it's the team who traditionally you'd expect to have sort of that really scary team fight with the Naga, the Panda, the Queen of Pain, and the Keeper of the Light. It's going to be N9 who are the ones to be feared, because you have that BKB up. Just blink into the black hole, always going to be something to worry about.
Look at this courier. You've got the Ag Scepter on Shaitan, as well as the BKB for Winter completed. Huge items coming their way. These next few team fights are going to look ugly for Tongfu, and Bounty Hunter's just hit level 16. This is a level 3 track now as well.
Oh yeah.
A lot more gold, more minus armor, and more spammable track as well. I believe even the cast range goes up, so a really, really big pickup for him.
The minus armor is actually quite significant. 5 armor at this point. You know, it's definitely the least important aspect of this ability, but 5 armor, Naga's got 10, so that's half of her armor. It's most of the Windrunners, the Queen of Pains. Look at Kodal, sitting on 2.
2. That's a poor Kodal. That's Kodal getting about like 3-shotted right there by Bounty Hunter. 1 or 2, a couple of right clicks, and then a Shuriken, and Keeper of the Light goes down, and now we go. And
oh no!
I love this movement. This backstab here is just so clever. Sansheng could be in a lot of trouble here. He's going to get initiated on. He's going to be minced meat. And look at it. They find Windrunner as well. Great decision by FCFC. They take out 2. Shaitan using the ultimate to make sure he has got the Ag Scepter up. And I think he decides with those pickoffs, they're not going to have a fight in the next minute or so anyway. So he may as well use the ultimate to ensure the kill. And this is going to be 2 more towers going the way of N9 by the looks of things. They have to get back and defend, but bottom lane should be, I mean, with only 3 Tongfu heroes here to push, I don't think N9 are worried. I mean, as long as they have TPs to get home, they're okay. They're not, N9 aren't going to get the tier 2 though. I was wrong on that, but more pickoffs, another tower, N9, I mean, just making the right calls so far.
You know, Tongfu continues to farm, in spite of the fact that they're now way behind on gold, and you know that's pretty much all the track, and the Roshan a little bit working in their favor, but it's mainly just the track goal. But Tongfu, despite the fact that they're in a bad situation, I think if they get the next items up, they're not too bad off. The Hex, a Windrunner, which is a long ways away to be fair, but if they can get that, if they can get Naga a damage item, something like a Diffusal Blade, yeah, maybe even that Radiance just for the split push, although it's getting pretty late to go for it. Or Queen of Pain getting a BKB, I feel any of these items could turn this game around for Tongfu. And N9, as much momentum as they have, they gotta be careful not to get too greedy. That was a calculated gank. That was not a foolhardy dive into a tier 2, into a tier 3. They knew that Tongfu didn't have heroes at the tower. They knew at most there was going to be 1 or 2 heroes coming into the lane, so it was a smart, calculated gank, and that's what they need more of. It is not getting out of position, not getting too greedy, because if they do, Tongfu can then turn things around.
Well, they haven't. They've gone for a safe item choice in the Enigma. He's gone for the mech instead of the Blink Dagger. I feel this is all right here. FCFC, he's found another pickoff. It's Moo once again. Is there Ice Part? They're stunned. Moo, he's got the blink up, but he doesn't blink far enough, I don't think. Well, you know, he does get the follow-up blink. Is there going to be a follow-up stun? Moo, I think he's going to be okay. 1 more blink out. 1 right click from Winter. The napalm slowed the blink down. His turn rate wasn't there. He couldn't get the blink off, and N9, fine Moo. He's just been getting picked off time and time again. I mean, I agree. Tongfu's still in this game. N9 can't afford to get too greedy, especially with Naga Siren looking to pick up another big item. But right now, Tongfu making mistake after mistake, I feel.
But they're not getting too greedy. They even back off because they see the pressure coming from that Naga. So really smart play. And if we actually do the math for this bounty hunter, every time he's getting a kill, it's an extra, oh, you know, let's say 200 gold for the kill to start, then an extra 250 for yourself. That's 450 gold just for the bounty hunter if he gets the kill. Or 450 gold either way, and then up to 150 for each teammate if they're in range. That's another 600 gold. You're looking at 1,000 gold per kill if the whole team is there. This hero, you don't need creeps if you continue to find these 4 or 5 hero track kills. And so far, N9 just keep on finding them.
Yeah, they really do. And I mean, Bounty Hunter can start getting up some DPS to go towards the late game. It's not just going to be Jug who's carrying towards the late game. And I mean, you look at, I mean, like the Radiant team with this Naga Siren going heart first. I mean, I think it's a decent item choice. We generally see them. I mean, Naga Siren's going for the heart, the Lincoln Sphere, these tanky survival items, especially when there's DPS coming from other heroes. I mean, it's why, like you say, in Zhao 8's interview, they say they get another hero like a DK, like a Queen of Pain, something to do some damage. Naga Siren's more the tank, the frontline setup hero. A hero who can do some damage as well without items, and it's just not working because Moose just had a really rough time the last 5 or so minutes. He's got this fast Ag Scepter, but since then he's just been dying time and time again. That Sheepstick is still a long way from him. Veronica as well on that win rate, a long way to go for his Sheepstick. If Tongfu can get those 2 Sheepsticks up, it's a different game, but it's just the last 10 or so minutes have gone pretty poorly for them. Otherwise, Tongfu would be in a good state right now.
look at Winner. I mean, even though he doesn't get the track off on the Queen of Pain, was right there, almost in position to do it as the Invis gets picked up. Just really in the right place at the right time. And yeah, you know, it's a lineup that doesn't, on paper, it doesn't rely entirely on the Naga, but the way the game's progressing, he's far enough behind that it's questionable if he'll be able to get back into this. It's really going to come down to his team, I feel, to set him up. Maybe some good shackle shots, and he's got to come into the fights late. He cannot go in first. If he does, and he gets killed, that's their big damage dealer. They don't have much damage at this point, aside from that Queen of Pain. There's BKBs of multiple heroes, there's a pipe, there's a mech, so the magical damage isn't even reliable, and you know, Keeper of the Light certainly can't do it alone. So it's either the Naga or the Queen of Pain who are going to have to provide the bulk of the damage.
Yeah, so I mean, N9, they just take a pretty much uncontested tower now. They back off, they keep on farming. I mean, Naga Siren being a bit of a pest in this top lane, but N9 are probably quite happy to defend that. They can even wait for Roshan to respawn. We saw Tongfu doing this last game, just using that dire side Roshan advantage. Whenever it's up, push out the lanes, take Roshan, and then go for that aggressive push. You've got 6 minutes with Aegis now, but that's plenty of time, and when you've got the pushing power of the N9 lineup, that's maybe what their game plan is going to be. They're waiting for Roshan to come back into play. For Tongfu, they need to get that map vision up. They've got the gem on Long DD. They need a D-ward. They need to make sure that they have vision around the Roshan pit and deny as much vision as possible from N9, which they've done a pretty good job of. There's only the one ward up, and N9 are playing a bit dark, but they've just got such great control because of their hero composition. The track is just giving them all the vision they need.
It's true. It's important for them to get the Roshan control. It's the tables are turned. You know, it's N9 on the dire side, and we saw how much it mattered to Tongfu last series. I say there's no way they win that series without the Roshan advantage. But this time it's N9 who have it, and although they have the gem, they can look to D-ward. The positional advantage will definitely still be in N9's favor. Just being on that dire side, having the high ground over here, having the high ground over here, on both sides of that pit, ensuring that pretty much, unless you get a great smoke gank, you're not going to get caught out of position.
Yeah, and N9, I mean, they've probably got that Roshan time down pat. They still need to have to worry about this top lane. I'm surprised they haven't maybe tried to gank this Naga Siren, because every time Naga Siren leaves these illusions to push, they come back a minute or two later. So Naga Siren really hasn't left this top lane. He's just been walking back every time he sends illusions in and then sends back the next set of illusions. Farm the neutrals, he's been pretty efficient with that. He's not worried about joining up with his team. And he's still just at the top lane. N9 just sort of leaving him alone, leaving the lane to push in. And that's something which they're going to have to sort of deal with soon, I imagine. I mean, even one hero going there isn't going to do much. They actually lose the top tier 2 tower as a result of that. And now we're going to see. I mean, no outer towers up for N9, but I mean, that's not really a big concern for them with the way that the game's gone for the last 10-15 minutes.
The only concern for them is that they could kind of get outmaneuvered in this game. You know, the Naga pushing one lane, having sleep to get away, unless BKBs are popped in advance of the sleep. And then the Queen of Pain, the Windrunner. Plus you have Keeper of the Light to move your team around and reposition your pieces on the board. So if N9 get caught in the wrong spot and Keeper of the Light's on the opposite side of the map, at best you're TPing back to your base to defend. At worst you might be getting caught. And, well, GoDz, you called it. It's time to gank this pesky Naga Siren. In they come. 5 heroes smoked up. Batrider The shadow of the bat about to be revealed or not because the sleep is there. And now the TP comes. BKB pop by Winter needs to get in range for that Shriek and toss, but not able to do so. Even when they have the smoke gank with 5 heroes, it's negated and it fails. Shaitan actually left that gank and went back towards the bottom lane. Naga Siren just such a thorn in the side of N9. Even though they're doing a pretty good job of dealing with it, it's still a pain to deal.
They know the Naga Siren's there, and Naga Siren going for the heart, not the Lincolns, gives them the chance to actually get those kills and ganks if they can get the Bat Rider leading that in. Tried to use the Firefly for the added vision, but Naga Siren caught win, and as soon as Naga Siren sees Bat Rider, she doesn't take any chances, pops the ultimate TSPs, even without vision of any of the other heroes. I mean, it's a 2-minute cooldown on the ultimate, but she knows that Bat Rider coming in means there's 3-4 heroes there. The good news for N9 is without Naga Siren top, I mean, it looks like they should be able to get Roshan contested. I mean, they'll see Naga Siren at the top lane, and with that, they know Roshan is pretty safe for them. Or at least it should be, because it looks like the rest of Tongfu aren't going to be around there to contest it. They can always bring in the Naga Siren using the Keeper of the Light, ultimate, and then recall. So they do have to be careful of that, though.
Look at how underleveled this Naga is, and it goes back to how we've seen how play is. He's not farming the lane with this hero. He's doing it with the illusions and the Riptide. Plus, he was in an offensive tri-lane, so for both of those reasons, he's only level 12, and we talk about it all the time. Naga needs to get 16 by this point in the game, certainly as soon as possible, so that you have that ult with the 1-minute cooldown. It's really where the hero starts to shine, and he's at least 5 minutes away from it, and who knows if he'll have 5 minutes, because N9, with this Aegis of the Immortal, might just go high ground now. They also have the MKB for Shaitan, if that's what he wants to go for, which I expect it will be. He already has that built-in critical strike, and that's going to be trouble.
I mean, that's what you need against the Brewmaster as well as the Keeper of the Light, Blinding Light. I mean, Windrunner as well. There's so many heroes that have some in-build evasion. Or I mean, this is an MKB game for these DPS heroes. We may even see one on the Bounty Hunter later on. But yeah, I mean, like you say, Naga Siren really underlevel. That's going to cause some problems. Not just the level 3 ultimate, just that lack of stats. I mean, he hasn't even maxed out the ensnare at this point. The XP lead is over 15,000 for N9. It's something which the later the game goes, I mean, doesn't have as much of an impact as more the hero levels. But the hero levels for N9 is where you want to be. All their heroes sort of have their level 3 ultimates, have their big spells. Jakiro is sort of the one exception there as their hard support. But even Jakiro, item-wise, he's got a 4-star. He's got the urn. I mean, this N9 team have a nice sort of farm spread. Something Tongfu have done pretty well themselves. I mean, you see Keep the Light Sing on 2k gold, in fact. I mean, they've all been farming the neutrals here, but for the most part, it's N9. They've had a lot better control over this game.
And Long DD dodges a bullet. TP's back to base. Aghanim's coming out soon for him. Yeah, but both teams doing a good job with the farm distribution, and it's a bit of a stalemate now. Just the split pushing of Tongfu countering N9's aggression around the map. And I mean, how many track kills did they find during that 5-10 minute window from, I don't know, 15 to 30 minutes or so? You know, during those 10 to 15 minutes that we saw, constant track kills. But since then, only a handful. And Tongfu, they've done a really nice job of settling down and finding a good way to try and counter this 5-man Dota that we've seen from N9.
Yeah, I mean, I think N9 are being a bit too cautious. If anything, I mean, we saw the Chinese teams, as soon as they get the Aegis yesterday, they would go push. They would force the issue right away. N9 are being a lot more tentative with it. I mean, that's their juggernaut. That's their frontline DPS hero. He's got an MKB as well now, who they can just go push with. I mean, you've even got the Blade Fury as an escape spell, but they're being very, very defensive. And I mean, I think the main worry for them is the Brewmaster ultimate. He's still level 15, but he's got the Ag Scepter up. Long DD in that support Brewmaster role. I mean, he's higher level than they're farming Naga Siren from that tri-lane. So really, I mean, it's a bit of a role reversal coming from Tongfu. They've given different heroes priority in terms of farm and their roles. Naga Siren's just really being more the nuisance to push this top lane. They're not really giving her any farm at all at this point.
And once again, 5 heroes rotating towards that top lane, but Naga TP's out. Finally, the Diffusal Blade completed, and I believe has enough for buyback. Is it reliable gold? No, it's not. So actually, that's something that could be an issue, because this middle lane, it's only a tier 3, so if they lose a couple of heroes and they don't have buyback, could come into play. But with the Diffusal Blade, this is where the damage starts to become a concern for Tongfu, and with a heart, the illusions are not easy to kill off. Even with heroes like Juggernaut, and some decent AoE from the Jakiro, that's the main hero that could do it. Look at Moo just dropping the ult, and he's managed to get a Hex. He's got it now, and I think you just buy it and don't even save for buyback.
N9 have just wasted a lot of time, I feel, the last 5 minutes. I mean, they've been trying to hunt down the Nagasaran in that top trees. They've been doing a lot of little tricky things. They've been getting some farm of their own, but they can just go fight. Nagasaran Ultimate isn't a concern. They've drafted this lineup so that Nagasaran Ultimate won't be used as an initiation spell. Juggernaut can spin. You've got the Batrider who can blink out as soon as it wears off. GoDz can BKB, then look for a black hole opening. Even if he doesn't get the black hole opening, he's got the BKB to make sure he doesn't go down. The only heroes in danger is really the Jakiro. Bounty Hunter's got a BKB as well. It's just Jakiro who can get instantly popped. Instead, N9 are playing into sort of a push, counter-push type game. That's not really what they want to do. They want to just go find those big fights. Say, Nagasaran, come at us. You can't actually do anything. And it's now got to a case where Queen of Pain has a Sheepstick. Windrunner's going to be building one. Windrunner's up to 4k gold. We'll have one in like 1500 or so. And then it gets a lot harder for N9 to fight. And N9 will start getting picked off themselves by those Sheepsticks. BKBs won't help.
You know, it was such an action-packed start to the game, and we're seeing Tongfu forcing a situation, like you said, where N9's just not getting the fights. The lack of aggression in this game, you know, I'm sure if Tongfu had the lead, they would be aggressive, but when you're behind like this, this is the smart play. This is how you win a game from a deficit with this lineup, unless this happens and you get caught. There's your BKB. I think we might see a Shaitan ult. He doesn't need it. There's the sleep, and still alive, forced to pop the black hole, and then immediately cancel because the BKB wears off. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Shaitan had the ultimate, probably should have just dropped it, especially with the Aghanim Scepter and that reduced cooldown, but got greedy, tried to get away with it, and so they end up losing a black hole instead of an Omni Slash cooldown. Really unfortunate for N9, and that means probably a couple minutes where they don't push, during which time the Aegis of the Immortal will expire.
Yeah, Nagasaran is still a level 2 ultimate, so they know there's no Nagasaran ultimate. If they want to go push, they can. I mean, at least not...
Right, they have a shot.
Afraid of the Nagasaran ultimate. For another minute or so, and I think it looks like that's what they want to do. They haven't got long on the Aegis. I mean, I imagine it's just a couple minutes. I imagine it's less than a minute, but the Roshan time is already halfway done, so it's been 5 minutes already. So they've really got to be careful that they don't lose this Aegis mid-fight. Tongfu could look to maybe exploit that.
They're going to. I mean, it's going to go down in about 30 seconds, so that's not enough time for N9 to breach the tier 3, especially with all this anti-push coming their way. Shaitan going to work on the tower. Doesn't have creeps, but no backdoor protection. Kind of odd, and Batrider jumps in, catches out the Brewmaster. The net going on to the Batrider. Probably not the right hero to target, and they do find that pickoff. But buyback is here, and Long DD back into the fight. Shackle not going to latch on GoDz, but look at what's happening bottom lane. Moo by himself is driving them all back. Let's see how many TPs they're able to cancel. BKB pop by GoDz. Again, blink on forward for Long DD. Chasing relentlessly, just running him down. Those little panda legs squirming for all they're worth. Shackle gonna latch. Finally, they catch GoDz. And bottom lane, Moo finds a solo kill on Shaitan. Has had so much farm this game. This is that Aegis of the Immortal despawning coming into play. Didn't have that extra life because of the 6-minute cooldown. A bit of a disaster. It's starting to feel like N9 just doesn't know how to win this game.
Yeah, N9, I mean, they get ahead, but they just don't know what to do with that lead. I mean, they took too long to push, and then, I mean, really smart counter-pushing from Tongfu. I mean, whenever N9 go top, there's Queen of Pain, there's a group of heroes maybe pushing the bottom lane, there's bottom tier 3 getting very, very low, and here comes the Swarm, here comes this big top lane push. Shaitan has buyback. I mean, he doesn't really want to use it. Same goes for Enigma. These heroes both have buyback here. So we will see them having to do that if the Raxes come under den. Shaitan going to use his right off the bat. Hopefully that deters them. They don't want to have to use both of those. And with Queen of Pain not there, I think this will be Tongfu backing off. But still, that's Shaitan having to use up a lot of that gold there. And that's a big dent into his coffers, as we do see a Claymore picked up. So either a late Battle Fury or possibly even a Shadow Blade. But I imagine it's a Battle Fury. I don't think you want a Shadow Blade when there's been a constant gem up on the Tongfu side.
Yeah, the gem is the big thing. At the same time, you know, in theory, if you catch a hero away from that gem, you assassinate one, and instantly your team can push, or at least force some buyback. So, I mean, the Battle Fury helps against Naga Illusions, but even then, you know, unless he's getting a lot of crits, they're not going to die that quickly. She's got a heart. She's very tanky, and the Illusions benefit from that extra HP. Also 2,900 gold, so maybe Manta style is going to be next. Once Naga gets a Manta and has a Diffusal Blade and has the ability to just pop out 3 illusions for a total, I mean, what does it work up to be? 6 Nagas that you have to deal with in these fights. That's just such a pain in the butt. It's getting to a point for N9 where they're under the gun and they know it. That's why we see the smoke.
Yeah, they want to find those pickoffs. They could, I mean, they can wait for Roshan. They've still got that going their way. Next, Aegis and Cheese is on their side of the map. They've got their Raxes up. So if they take Aegis, Cheese, they're still ahead. I mean, they've still got a big gold lead. I mean, everything is looking to be in their position. It's just this decision making that hasn't been on for them the last couple of minutes. I mean, before then, when there was fights going on, when there was those non-stop clashes, it was N9 who were coming out on top. But Tongfu seemed to have regrouped, found a way to sort of break N9's composure, and N9 now in a position where they've got to wait for Roshan, they've got to try make sure these lanes are pushed out. When they go for that group up and push, they need to have all the other lanes in a position where they're not having to TP back, and when they TP back, they can't get picked off by the Sheepsticks on Queen of Pain, among other things. And now Windrunner, Sheepstick is up very, very soon, and just 400 gold for her as well. And I mean, Tongfu are actually trying to push, and this is N9 who are well ahead in gold and items and everything, and Tongfu are confident.
Here comes GoDz. Can he find a huge opening? Track is going to go out onto the Naga, forcing out the sleep, but now catches GoDz on the edge of that, but just chooses to run. They didn't TP out. How far can this Bat Rider chase? Blink cooling down in 10 seconds. May just be able to get in range, but I don't think they're going to get more than 1 or 2 heroes dead. And if even that, Naga Siren's still running. I think Sanctuary, throw yourself to the wolves. Save that Naga Siren. He will do so.
Boy, he got Naga Siren.
Oh, they got
this
him!
Is not looking good for Hal.
He does a buyback. He does a buyback. But forced to use
play
it.
From FC. They caught Keeper of the Light, but FC says, no, I'm going to blink ahead. I know we've got this Keeper of the Light. He blinks ahead, finds Naga Siren. N9 forced it back. Once again, the counter push is there. Queen of Pain at the mid lane. And N9 TP back, but they force a buyback. They TP back to defend their lanes, and they'll get a Roshan out of this, I imagine, as well. They also need to defend both bottom and mid lane. So, I mean, they push out one lane to find their other 2 lanes getting pushed in. So, I mean, the mobility of Tongfu just really coming into play the last couple of minutes with these counter pushes.
Right, even when they lose heroes, they still push the other lanes, they pressure them, they give some momentum to them, and they force N9 back. The nice thing, though, is Roshan respawns, and that buyback is on cooldown. So, if this next fight... How is he not level 16? Forget about the buybacks. Unbelievable. I mean, it just goes to show you that, you know, there are some downsides to running this Naga in a tri-lane, and also, although you can farm with the illusions, you really want to be getting experience somewhere. How helpful would it be to have that sleep available probably twice on a single fight?
I mean, even Keeper of the Light's level 12 at this point in the game. That's a very underleveled Keeper of the Light. I mean, it's not a big thing. I mean, it's only like the difference between a level 3 and a level 4 mana leak at this point. But it's just amazing how N9 have just been been farming and just moving around the map a lot more efficiently. Even with all this counter push going on. I mean, like we mentioned time and time again, it's Naga Siren just using the illusions. It's Tongfu often grouped up and just sitting in their bases waiting for N9 to come to them. And N9 have just not really gone at them, but instead just used that time to farm, get that XP and gold, which we're seeing. They're ahead. They're ahead there, but I still don't feel they've really in a position where they've won this game yet. There's still a long way to go.
They gotta make this Aegis and Cheese count. I think if they don't make this one work for them, then Naga's gonna be 16. She's gonna have her next item up most likely, and you already have the double hexes, the Aghanims to deal with. I think that's the point where it's really gonna come down to Tongfu making big mistakes. This is the last chance for N9 to sort of control their destiny in this game. That's the way that I'm seeing it now, and well, she's on the Bounty Hunter. Matt's style completed. He was sitting on a pile of 5k gold for a long time. Finally decides to empty his piggy bank out for some decent items, but nothing, no Divine Rapier, nothing too greedy. And it was the Battle Fury for Shaitan.
Elsewhere on N9, going for a Sheepstick of his own. He's almost got it, so I have that additional disable. He hasn't gone for a blink at all, so it's only the Bat Rider who has that real catching potential. I mean, Bounty Hunter can help them chase, give them movement speed so they can chase, but the actual jump in and pick one off, I mean, I feel an Enigma Blink Dagger will help. It's just he really wants this Sheepstick. They want to be able to make sure that Queen of Pain can't get away. They can kill the Brewmaster. A lot of these heroes they don't have that enough follow-up disable after the Lasso. When Lasso's on cooldown, they can't kill anyone. The Sheepstick will give them that. This
is so cheeky, but I don't think it's going to be enough. No, they've let N9 get onto the high ground, and there's no defense prepared. The TP's back. Will Moo go for one? You know Bat Rider wants to cancel this TP, and that's what Moo's trying to get out. As the team fight breaks out, Sleep catches the entire team. Panda claps. Will he get that ult off? He does pop it. GoDz is going to use that black hole, pulling in the Panda, pulling in the Naga, but will they have enough damage? It looks like they will. The Omni Slash splashing through, and this Naga Siren, no buyback for 2 minutes. Disaster ensues for Tongfu. They need that Naga, and they don't have her. Now Chan on the run, playing the Windrunner, trying to survive. They're gonna lose Rax, and the split push wasn't there. Queen of Pain did manage to make it back to base in the end. Pulled back by the Keeper of the Light, I believe, because the TP was not used. But Rax claimed, and in fact, maybe 2 lanes of Rax.
And N9 defended the split push, and Batrider has picked up Boots of Travel to get back into the fight. Really smart pickup from him, and now N9 may find themselves some more kills. Brewmaster's trying to stall. He's gone in, doing anything he can to defend. They've lost Bounty Hunter, who immediately buys back. Long DD survives on about 10 HP. And N9, it looks like they're knocking that second set. They've still got Aegis. Shaitan can re-engage if he wants. The healing ward's there. N9 may just want to go back in, look for another fight here. Winter's on his way, storming down that middle lane. And I think N9 just wait around, regroup in a minute or so, and then take another fight. The BKB's no longer on cooldown, so GoDz has his BKB. Winter's going to have their BKB. N9, they're ready to fight again. Sure, they don't have a black hole. They've got the Lasso, though, and I feel could be another set of action. They can just go in this bottom lane.
Winter, he's got a gem. Don't do it, buddy. And now he runs, but he should be okay. In fact, it was almost a magnificent bait from him, but wisely that Queen of Pain is going to blink out. I don't think he noticed that gem. If Tongfu was in better position, that could have ended this push, but right now, the net comes out, and remember, the sleep is finally level 3, so this is a sleep off cooldown, ready to be used. Shackle shot to latch Shaitan in place, and Moo blinks in to the lasso. The lasso is there, the clap as well, but just not quite enough. Keeper of the Light doing what he can, which is to say, not too much. Another hero dead, a buyback from Moo. So many buybacks this game, unbelievable levels of buybacks. Track Gold really fueling it for N9, and Tongfu costing them some items. The net on the GoDz. Queen of Pain ult is not going to hit on the Enigma as he uses that BKB to dodge it. Now the Naga running for her life. Finally the damn Aegis is down, but the damage probably already done. Or is it? Or is it? Shackle again not latching. Chan just not finding it when it
slashes up, and Shaitan just tears him apart. He almost wanted to die there. He'd been out of mana for so long because of the Nagasar and Illusions, and as soon as he dies, he pops the ultimate, picks up 2 more kills for N9, and they get the second set of Raxes. They get that huge advantage now. 2 sets, 3 heroes down. They're going to go for the Mega Creeps. We saw this last game where Tongfu got the Mega Creeps. N9 still fought on, but with Mega Creeps, I've got to say N9 should have this game, and they're going to find Moo again. This has been the story of this game almost. Moo getting caught out by this Batrider.
Time and again, absolutely time and again. Often there's a track to give him the vision, but even when there's not, it's the flying vision coming out from the Firefly. Too much in the end. Tongfu just not able to take this game on. You know, I will say for Natural 9, even though they take it, it was a very hall-turning performance. This is a team that they didn't look confident at many points this game, especially finding a way to get over the hump and finish this game, end the game, win when you have that lead, but they do finally pull it out in the end. The third Aegis, as well as the cheese, that was the charm for them. That third Roshan, just enough. And Roshan played a big role in this series. Both games, the team that had that Roshan advantage uses it to take a victory. So it's going to be a 1-1 tie once this damn sleep is over. Black Hole catching them out near the fountain. Even the Panda ult is going to be held in place by that and might even die for his troubles. Just a little more fountain camping. But GoDz, how do you feel about both of these teams? 1-1, neither of them looking particularly sharp, but hey, they emerged from this game with their chances of moving on relatively intact, at least a point for each of them in the group.
Yeah, I think a lot of the scrappy play came down to the picks. I mean, N9 really, their play style with these picks, the Batriders, the Jakiros. I mean, the second game it was Bounty Hunter and Juggernaut. The first game it was all those long-range nukes. The Undying pick, they were just going for that really sort of hectic team fights. It sort of led to these scrappy back-and-forth games, and luckily for both teams, they avoid taking a loss here. A loss here would have been pretty, I mean, well, bad, obviously the worst result possible, but a pretty bad position to be in considering the group that you're in. So both teams still in this group. They need to try and get wins against Flash, maybe take game off Orange and DK. But I do feel that neither team looked incredibly convincing and looked like they will be able to contest with maybe DK and Orange. But I mean, with a couple improvements as the tournament goes on, the possibility is still there.
It is, and it's like we talked about, these two teams very much in contention, but by no means the premier teams in the group. That distinction has to go to the two teams we saw yesterday, DK and Orange. So, this group, I mean, I think every team is 1-1 at this point for their first series. Pretty interesting stuff, and let's see how they continue to do as we move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is going to be a very tight group. I mean, in some ways, you've got the two favorites, Orange, DK, and then the other three teams. So I still feel, in some ways, all 5 teams are very similar. Because if you look at the other group, I think it's Group A. I don't know which is Group A, but you look at the other group. It's got IG and LGD. They're kind of the two favorites. I'd rate them above DK. I'd rate them above Orange at the moment. Maybe with time, DK's new roster. Maybe Orange with some more practice with Ice. But it's a very sort of middle-heavy group, whereas Group A, it's kind of top and bottom-heavy. You've got the top two favorites, IG, LGD. Then you've got EG and SQL, who aren't really considered to do all that well. EG because of, I mean, having latency problems, and SQL, they're kind of the underdogs there. So, and even MUFC, I mean, they're not really a big powerhouse as of late. So this to me is the more interesting group, just because of how middle heavy it is in terms of skill. The other group will be great when we get the IG versus LGD matches, the EG versus SQL rematch as well. But it's going to be really interesting to see who actually comes through this Group B.
Absolutely, and we're just getting started as far as that goes. The story has not been told yet. We're only on Chapter 1, or maybe turning the page towards Chapter 2. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. That wraps it up for Tongfu versus Natural 9. We have ourselves an hour and 45-minute break before the next series. That will be LGD facing off against formerly SQL or Sequential Gaming. I don't even know what their name is now, but it's the Fumofu Feed Squad.
I think that's actually their name. Fumofu's like Throw Club or something. It's something. It's actually their name. It was on the Team Liquid article that they did about it. I think if you go into the Ghost Gamers match ticket, it's been updated with their new name. It's like FMFC or something. Fumofu's Throws Fan Club is what I think it is. So that's their actual official name now.
That's one way to get some attention. Well, we'll be bringing you to that series in about an hour and 45 minutes, so we have a bit of a break. We were thinking about doing a patch analysis, and I don't know if you're up for it, but we might be able to squeeze it in during this time.
Absolutely. Not right away. We'll need to get a quick drink and stuff, but maybe in about 15, 20 minutes' time we can come back to do an actual full patch analysis. We can chat with you guys in the chat about it, see what you guys think, and just sort of go through all the major changes which will affect the version. And I don't know about you, I feel this is actually, like, in some ways a bigger patch as the 6.75. In terms of actual, like, length and reading content, it was, like, about 10 or 20% of what 6.75 was, but the actual changes I feel are very big.
The change. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but the changes to Force Staff are massive, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. So we'll take a break, we'll get some drinks, grab a snack, and come back 10-15 minutes or so, and we're going to break down the 6.76 patch for you guys, get your thoughts, and sort of just talk about how it's going to affect the game. Not sure when it will be released in Dota 2, but could be later this week. And if it is, I mean, it's a lot for these teams to adjust to, and a lot of money on the line in this tournament. So hopefully they're ready and they're adaptable, because that patch is probably coming into Dota 2 soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with patch analysis, and then at 8 p.m. SGT, we will be bringing you LGD facing off against Fumofu's Throws Fan Club. A mouthful to say the least, but hey, his name's Fumofu, so it's only fitting. Stay tuned for that, guys. We'll see you in a jiffy. I am LD, of course. He is GoDz. Together we're David and David. And I'm going to go get a drink. I'll see you on the other side.